Hello, welcome to Astro Podcast. This is the weekly podcast report from Jody Shirami. This week of October 4th through October 11th is preparing us for the full moon on October 17th, which is almost a week away, 2 weeks away. But it's going to be a doozy, and every astrologer is basically talking about how that is going to impact us in such a way that we really need to be aligned with our mind and heart and make sure our actions are aligned with our heart and mind. And we really want our hearts and minds to align. Do what you're supposed to do. It's going to be difficult. I know I've been feeling it with my family. People are just off the walls right now because, again, we're looking at our inner personality, who we are, what we value. Things are going to come up that maybe you didn't think was there, but it is there because you pushed it down so far that now it's just a part of your DNA. If you're a negative person, it comes out when you're stressed. When you don't like someone, it comes out when you're stressed. And so with Venus deep diving into Scorpio, we are extracting some stuff that we didn't even know existed down there. Most of us. But for the people, the majority of people that have been listening and with me, hanging out here for 2 or 3 years, I think you've been working on yourself, and there could be questions coming up. And those questions are there for a reason. You're supposed to deep dive and figure those out. Today's Scorpio moon is also affecting us very emotionally because it's meeting up with Venus, and Venus is there. So emotions, the way we value things are going to be up in the air a lot this weekend. So really watch out for that, for fights, all these things happening as people start lashing out due to insecurities and pain as they start to look at themselves with Venus in Scorpio. And it will happen. It will happen. It's just a matter of time this weekend when the explosion hits. The other thing you got to really worry about is Mercury is having a big spat with Mars. Mercury is our thought, Mars are our actions. Conversation battles, which I've been having, where people talk and they don't hear each other talking. They're just bickering, and that's a big one that's going to happen. So be really mindful. Avoid people if you can that you know who you may be getting fights with verbally, because it could lead to a lot more than that. Believe me. Then also, Jupiter is getting ready to go retrograde in Gemini. That's going to affect the way we communicate and how quickly things move along for us. So we're going to really feel that slow down. And Mercury rules over Gemini, so Mercury will also be affected. And the flooding, I think, will continue with the moon in Scorpio this weekend into Monday. I believe the rain will be coming in from the Gulf again to saturate us. So watch out for flooding this weekend. Even though it's not a hurricane, it is still bringing us a lot of rain. So this week is calmer than last week, thank goodness. But it's calmer in different ways that might not always be helpful. But with the global impact happening cosmically, we are all in the same boat in terms of even personally, whatever it is we're doing, the outer world will be affecting it. So we're all going to feel that so much that in October, it is considered one of the most volatile times ever. It's dire. That's the word we've been using for the Hurricane Helene and now for the full moon coming up in Aries. It's dire. Dire consequences. So you can see wars raging on in the world. People are fighting. People are denying things. People don't really know who they are. They're not in touch with their basic core values. The way they were raised, the way things have been programmed is getting discarded, and people don't really know what to do when that happens, when the foundation they grew up with is all they know. And so that's why a lot of people are grabbing on to the old ways of doing things and wanted things to go back in time because they can't handle all the new things that are happening in the world. They can't adjust to it correctly. And really, the older you get, you're you supposed to understand things better, gain more wisdom. But as we can see, this first time we've had a large population of aging adults. That a lot of these aging adults are not mutable and accepting change that comes. They're privately grumping or being grumpy about it in their own home to their kids and sharing that with their family, and then their family becomes grumpy to where a 14-year-old goes into school and kills two adults and two children. So these are the values we're talking about. Look deeply into your heart, and I pray for everyone, including my own family. I wish you a good week, and I'll be back next week. Thank you for showing up. I'm having technical difficulties, so thank you. Bye.